Hey there, everyone. It's weird not to hear the music.
Oh
when
yeah,
it
you got to
starts.
listen to it in your head.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Da-da-da-da. The Minda dance show. Oh, wait. Two mics, one marriage. Don't know the name of my own show.
Oh, good intro.
I think we're
Yeah.
nailing it. Whatever. 47 episodes in, or whatever it is, 12. And we really,
Still struggle.
yep. Well,
I'll struggle to open these episodes up, but we'll get there. Maybe episode 100, we will nail it.
Are you sure I don't have hair in my face? Because I feel hair in my face.
You don't for the fourth time.
I feel hair in my face.
Abby, do you see hair in her face? Is she good? She's good.
I feel hair in my face. It's just my good side.
That you've been so happy since.
I never knew. I always wondered. One of those things like you're supposed to, I think, pick it out for yourself. And I just always thought both sides kind of look shitty. So
I think both sides look great.
yeah, I
We said that
know.
in the
Well,
last episode.
thanks, babe.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about all the same topics as the last episode.
That would suck.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
We already did the good side thing.
Okay, well, you can move
I'm
on
over it.
from it.
I'm
Oh my
over it.
God, boy, Jelly, Jesus Christ! I didn't get to sit on
What are
the
you
left.
saying,
All
I
the
don't have one?
sides. I don't know what your good side
Whoa.
is because I don't see sides.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess this tension is valid because we still like. What are we on year 5 of me requesting an RV and you refusing to give me one?
Year 10. I mean, it's
Yeah,
really
right from the
since-
beginning, I was on that RV tip.
Yeah. And Minda is adamant. I will have failed her as a husband and a life partner if I do not someday buy her an RV.
Like
and
this year, someday.
Okay, this year, and then subsequently I have to then drive it
Of course you do. Well, until we get rich enough that somebody else can drive it. But in the meantime, you will drive the RV.
I have to drive it. Okay, which is fair.
Well, I'll pack and make the food on the RV and, tend to things.
And here's Minda's motivation for bringing the RV, and I'm going to try and not talk about the cats too much because we talk about them a lot. But Minda thinks that if we had an RV, that she could take the cats on the RV, and we could ride around, and everywhere we go, we would have the cats with us all the time. And after we were at a show or on a vacation or whatever, we could go back to the RV, and Minda could have her cats at night as she prefers to have.
And then so if we're touring for the comedy and somebody's paying for our hotel, we'll go park the RV, we'll feed the cats and make sure they're cool and comfortable, and we'll go do our hotel thing, but we can just drive around and we never have to worry about who's watching the cats or if Sammy's eating all the food while we're gone.
Part of the problem is with that, if we had cats on an RV, it would be like living in a rolling litter box. It would be such a small space.
You have to clean it every day. You just have to clean it every day.
Am I doing that too in addition to
No,
driving
I'll clean the litter box every day.
Okay.
Boom.
I think our cats would also hate it. They're
would
not
love it.
outdoor cats.
They wouldn't leave the RV.
I know. Zorro is talking about them a lot. Zorro is very finicky. I do not think he would like an RV.
I
don't
think he would love to
just
be any place with his mother.
He almost died when we transitioned from one house to the other.
And
he
then I
hid
brought
for
him back.
3 days.
No, he did. He went on a food, water, and coming out from behind the bed strike that lasted until he almost killed himself, and then I forced him out.
He was shitting out. It was like nuggets of coal. It was so dry because he would stop drinking water.
Very upset. He didn't realize how much he needed upstairs. But then I forced him out, and then I made him acclimate.
Right. All right. Well, back to
So I made him acclimate to the house. He will acclimate just fine to an RV, and we will never have to be apart, and we can take everyone with us everywhere we go, and we can still stop at pet-friendly hotels along the way. I think it's a great idea, and I think you just got to suck it up and drive something bigger than a Honda SUV.
Right. Well, here's the other problem with RVs is you have to fill them up every 30 minutes with gas, and they are crazy expensive. And you also have to maintain them. You have to like wash them and stuff like that. Like there's more work than like the regular car. I never wash my car ever. That wouldn't really be possible with an RV, and that's
Look, I'll make sure the RV gets washed. You empty the toilet sewage hose thing. And drive.
And drive.
That's what you get. You get
everywhere.
sewage hose and drive. I'll do everything else.
But
I'll learn about the electric. I'll do the dishes. I'll clean. It'll be just like the house.
Okay, well, we have to plug it into our house like people in the neighborhood do with their Teslas, or does it not work like that?
No, we plug it in at the campgrounds. It'll be fine. We don't need it at the house because we're at the house.
I really do. Where you're gonna?
You don't need to plug it in to drive it. It works on gas.
Oh, I really want to stay at the Disney campground, the Fort Wilderness.
See, we can stay at Fort Wilderness. Would you not want your kitten at Fort Wilderness with you?
I would.
Thank you.
But I feel like I'm a big guy. I feel like the beds would be small for me. RV bathrooms are weird. They're okay. I've done it before. They're not the best. I don't fit. It's like being.
We're not living on the RV though. You speak of it as if I'm like, let's move on an RV. I'm not trying to live there. I'm just trying to utilize it to travel.
We'll have brought our cats there. It's like we're living there. If we're
No, it's like we can just take everything with us and not have to worry about coming back. Or like if Savannah can watch the cats.
But I hate driving, and this is like driving a big bulky tank of a vehicle.
You're just gonna have to get over that.
Yeah.
Or we'll just be rich enough someone else can drive it.
Yeah. You can't
okay,
you can't drive it. You
hold
have
up. Question. If somebody else was driving the RV and somebody else emptied the toilet sewer hose thingy.
Of course. Yeah.
Then would you want an RV?
Yeah, if I didn't have to do all the parts of it that are terrible.
It's not
sure.
all the parts. It's two parts
And
of
if
like
someone bought it.
Yeah, we can afford an RV. Come on.
Yeah.
No, that's like we could definitely afford. That's like we could have a second.
I know they're not
home.
crazy. They're not crazy expensive. But yeah, so we could get one. I just don't want to drive it. But I mean I would have to drive it. We
can park it here at the studio. We even have RV parking now. Wow.
Where would we park it?
In the back.
There's zero parking
by the
spots
dumpster.
here.
I don't know. We would figure it out. I'm just saying. Everybody comment that I'm right and that we should have an RV so I can have one in a year. I'm actually, based on our last episode, I'm going to start a Don't Fund Me for my Minda's RV.
Yeah.
And
how you've been depressed.
$80 tire GoFundMe, and now you're going to do an RV. This is not adding up.
Well, I'm just saying if I have 3 Macs, then I still have one more.
All right, so I don't have to buy it now. We'll let the kindness of strangers get us an RV. So,
wow, it doesn't really seem like you believe it when you say that.
I think it'd be funny if you drove it.
No, it wouldn't be
you get
me yelling the whole time in the RV.
You get really angry in your regular car and you're doing like 95 things at once while you're driving. If you had a big giant tank.
You think
RV.
I could drive the RV with my knees like I do my regular cars?
Yeah. Yell at New Yorkers. You always yell at New Yorkers while we're driving.
They just don't understand that we have parking lots in Florida and they're here to use them. You don't have to stop in the road here.
Well, you don't like their general influx down here.
Just because they don't know, no offense, they don't understand the traffic rules here.
Yeah. No, I don't like it. And I don't know that it's always New Yorkers, but when you're on like Federal or something and they stop.
And they throw the flashers on.
So you can get around.
Like they're like an Uber or something, or I don't know what they're doing. They're
that shit don't fly
unloading people
down here. So, all right. So.
No, okay. So we've done RV, and you're like all like, oh, I wanted to buy you an RV. And I don't know how to transition that. To
I was waiting for you to drop the.
Well, I was gonna say like we could do a GoFundMe so you can get some new fucking underwear. Is that one that?
There we go. Okay. Yeah. There we go. That's a transition
like
kind of from that, but also another episode. So, underwear tiers. Let's talk about them.
Well, I didn't realize there was underwear tiers until I met Dan. And then I realized, what was it, a few months ago, that you had been wearing underwear that I bought you, like, I don't know, early on in our relationship. I want to say like year 3. And the elastic stopped working on them, but you wore them
years
anyway.
Ago.
How many years did you wear underwear that didn't have working elastic?
For these ones, I would say those have not had elastics since the pandemic. It's been a while. Like they were not comfortable, and they didn't really stay up that well either. So you're just kind of like constantly pulling your pants up. But here's the thing. All right, so you want to get into the tiers, okay?
Well, let's before we get into the tiers. First of all, you have a phone, computer, and Wi-Fi service, right? And the ability to drive a car to a store.
I do have all of these.
So
things.
why didn't you just buy new underwear? That's
Well,
what I'm
There's
confused
a
about.
time in my life I may have, but we live in an era now where things just kind of arrive at the house, and like I don't
It's
go.
not an era. It's me putting in work and money all week to make things arrive at the house that we need.
Well, we've moved into an era of you really coming through with stuff at the house.
You mean
all
like
the
that
time.
you don't even think about supplies on any level, even when it has to do with your own personal hygiene?
There's a lot of things in my life that are just sort of taken care of, and I don't know how it happens. I don't know how I get new toothbrush heads on there. It just happens sometimes. Eventually, I have a new toothbrush head, and boy, does it really get the plaque. Like, also,
no, like because you'll use a toothbrush and it'll be sprayed out on each side. Like I'll let it go for a while just because you won't take it out and change it yourself until I change my own, and then you might get a pity change.
I've only ever put windshield washer fluid in my car one time. Somehow it gets filled up. I mean, it must be the guy doing it.
I wish I lived your life of white male privilege. Where things just happen for you as you just walk around.
It wasn't always this way.
Yeah, when did the tide turn?
I don't know when it changed, but I used to have to do more stuff. But
I
you
feel like it's directly related to this relationship / marriage.
Well, no, because I used to have to get groceries. Ugh, that was awful. And now they just arrive at the house.
I know. I don't even want to get them anymore. Whatever, and they're healthy organic ones. So
Yeah.
the point is if I didn't have underwears or bras or things that I needed for personal hygiene, I don't think I would have the luxury to wait for them to appear.
Well, here's the thing. I have a decent amount of underwear. So I didn't know that it was super necessary because we have bought them when we were out before. But there's sometimes when, and I don't want to put the blame on you when you get behind on laundry.
Not behind is like 2 weekends.
Yeah.
I don't need to do laundry as often as you.
So when you get behind,
You're in
and
my
like
flow,
I said,
kid.
I know you are a very busy, independent woman, and I know sometimes that can happen.
You literally got to a point where you only had 5 days of underwear. You didn't have a full week.
Okay, can we
Once
at least,
I peeled off all the Pumas without the replacement Hanes,
But-
you didn't have a full week.
But you have underwear tiers too. You have the ones like
No, it's
sleeve
not tiers.
ones.
They're usage. They're
You
usage
have the
categories.
thongs with dust on them. You have
Yeah, the
There used
same
to be
kind of
tiers.
dust that dry rotted elastic made. Like
Yeah.
Jesus, you had dust on your dick that you just wouldn't stop in a Marshalls.
Not
It's so crazy.
anymore.
Just stop in the Marshalls.
now that it's properly supported. But yeah, so we have the tiers of the new ones you got are the best ones that really are. They are tight. They keep things contained, and then
The comfort pocket.
the comfort pocket.
Yeah, I know. I really love that comfort pocket.
It's a great underwear, and then those are like the top tier ones, and I have my NBA ones, which are good, and then we get down to the ones that still are tight, but they don't go as far down.
Oh, so those are the shorty ones. Okay,
Yeah.
so
They-
hold on.
You slip
So
a nut.
the brand new ones are tier 1.
Yeah.
Okay, the older ones, but the ones that you
NBA.
like, the NBA, are tier 2.
Yes.
Okay, and then the short ones that you don't like that you slip a nut in are tier 3.
Tier 3, and then
Why would you wear underwear where you slip a nut? Why wouldn't you just get rid of them and get new ones?
it's that once I get through tier 1 and 2, I have to go to tier 3 of the underwear. So that's the option, and you sure as fuck don't want to go to tier 4. That's when you get
Is that the Pumas that were
That's the Pumas.
non-functional?
the non-functioning Pumas that are
Trash. They were trash. I just threw them all away. Like I literally, it took me 24 hours. Amazon brought you underwear within 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. the next day. Less than 24 hours, and I just threw the other ones away. You could have solved this in 24 Less than 24
It
hours.
sounds like
And
I
you
didn't-
suffered for 2
I didn't
years?
have to,
No,
and
4
I got-
years. You said since the pandemic.
I think they went bad in the pandemic. It was a rough year. We're at home a lot. So I think I was
This
really
is
wearing
goes
them
to
out.
the bigger thing that, like, in this day and age, you called me like the oldies 80s reference person, but like you refuse to order things from Amazon, and I'm confused as to why.
I used to do it, and then you're better at it. You are better at ordering stuff to the house. We all have our specialties.
What's your specialty?
Driving RVs.
No, it's not. You won't drive it. I'm trying to give you that specialty. That could be your Amazon.
Well, driving. I drive us more in general.
Unless we're drinking and then I drive, I take the risk.
That
So-
doesn't happen that much anymore. I drive
Well,
way
because
more.
we're never that like sloppy anymore because we're busy.
So I do I do trash. You do not want to handle trash. Oh my God, that is probably 40% of my week.
Oh my God, when I lived alone, I barely had to do trash because nobody ate that much food.
Wow. Oh
I
my
could do
God.
trash 1/4 of the amount of trash I got to do with you at the house. So
Well, that's part of the reason why the underwear don't fit, because I've gained weight and really expanded the elastic. So it all ties together. That's how they got to tier 4, because I stretched the elastic from my obesity.
all right, well, I'm glad I could be here for you. I'm glad that you don't
You're
need.
really trying with these segues. I can tell you.
I got a good one, and you're ruining
Okay,
it. Holy shit! Will you fucking just let the episode go? My
I
God!
can tell when you're teeing up.
You know why don't you
I love when
just
you tee
focus on learning how to order things from Amazon
Yeah, I
in
love when you tee up a good
2025?
segue, though.
I'm just saying that don't ruin the segue.
I'm ready for it.
God, why are you ruining the
I'm going to act
transition?
natural and just play off of it.
Okay. Well, how about this? You're ruining it. You've ruined my segue.
Okay.
I hope we're not apart for 4 days now, because I was going to say you at least have 4 days worth of underwear.
Oh, that would have been good. I should have
Yeah,
ruined
you
that.
see? You should have shut your fucking mouth so I could do my goddamn segue.
I could tell the wheels were spinning, and I got excited that you had a really good segue coming up.
I'm glad in your excitement you decided to ruin it.
Yeah, so...
But the point is he tried to tell me once before that it takes 4 days to miss me.
yes, that is
Which
true.
is weird because now I'm realizing that's the exact amount of underwears you had before you had to get to the Puma ones.
No, I
So
had
is that
more than
underwear
that.
related missing?
No. Laundry is a part of it. If I'm being honest. Laundry is a part of it. It's not the whole part of it, but yes. So yeah, the first couple days you're gone, it's wild at the house. I got NBA on one channel, I got Netflix on the other. I'm hitting the sticks.
It's the only time the cats will even think about sleeping with him unless I'm there.
Yeah, the cats are just hanging out with me.
Yeah, they're
and
finally
not-
Team Dan because, I've left the state.
Yeah. So I got both the cats with me, and it's just wild at the house. There's just no rules. Like, you can eat wherever you want. Like, it's just
Do you
crazy.
eat in the bed when I'm not there?
I don't know. There's no rules. You can do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Wow. Sounds wild.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, lots of delivery, almost exclusively.
Oh, yeah, because you can't cook for yourself. You've lost that skill.
Yeah. Well, I've been
God, you've lost laundry, buying things from
I've
Amazon.
been cooking. I cooked. No, I heated.
You're
that
regressing in
pasta.
this relationship.
Yeah. Well. Yes, but in other ways, I'm also regressing.
Yeah, because you're not like driving bigger things like RVs.
That's true. I'm okay with it though, because I never liked those things. So if I
So you're just becoming a truer Dan. You're just abandoning all the things you hate and letting me take care of it and just focusing on the things that you love.
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever I can do to be the wind beneath your wings.
Thank you. What were we talking about? So it takes 4 days. So yeah, day 1 and 2, pretty much just watch all of the stuff I want to. There's no real restrictions. You don't have to watch any. There's no Housewives on the downstairs TV. There's no whatever the
We
other
have
stuff.
an upstairs TV and a
Teen
Dan
Mom.
Cave TV. We have 3 other TVs in the house.
I know, and it's fine. But when you can have, especially when the NBA and NFL are on at the same time, I remember I had both on different TVs, and also I would go play, my Switch or my Xbox too. So
Okay, so you had a gaming TV, you had a football TV, you had a basketball TV, and you may or may not have been eating spaghetti in bed.
well, not spaghetti.
With
it
the
would've been
cats.
Chinese.
Yeah.
With the cats.
Yeah, because you can only eat things that you can order to the house.
Yeah. There's sometimes I've tried to like walk around naked when I'm by myself, and I can't do it. I can't
Why?
commit to it.
No one's there. Even if I was there, what would be the difference?
It's too exhilarating. I can't.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's too exhilarating, and I have to stop doing it.
Whoa.
Day 3 is a transition day, where I go from being an independent Dan to missing you. Resources start to get a little low.
Start running out of underwear?
Yeah, out of
Yeah,
underwear.
you can see you only got a couple pairs left.
Yeah, the groceries.
God forbid you go swimming.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Swimming's a dangerous game because you're losing a pair right there.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless
make
you
hard
want,
choices.
unless you want to wait for it to dry, which I do not. So resources are starting to dwindle, but spirits are still high for the most part. So I can survive through that. Then day 4, food is depleted. Any sort of chips or bags of blueberries and stuff are gone, and I don't know. I guess I get bored. I've finished a lot of the stuff I wanted to watch, so I'm ready for you to come back.
Yeah, it's just nobody's there to order you underwear and make you food.
Yeah, well,
Or do your
a part of it.
laundry.
That's a part of it.
God forbid I didn't do laundry right before I left, and like my day 4 is really like day 8 of laundry.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There was one time, and we went on a trip, and I think it was we went from like Austin, and then you went from Austin to LA, and I went home.
You did.
So I already burned through a lot of outfits.
A lot of you came home with a lot of dirty clothes already.
Yeah. So I was really, that might have been like by day 3, I was struggling. But I do miss having you around the house.
Yeah? Well, I'm glad it only takes 4 days.
Yeah.
Not 4 weeks. But how much Chinese food could you really eat in 4 weeks? It would be disgusting.
Yeah, that, and then some of the food trucks by the house. I hit, BurgerFi once. So yeah, you start to get sick of the old rotation. So yeah, day 4 is really the peak. It's time for you to come back. I feel like you do longer. You're better without.
I go months. If I really like, I could do months in solitude. I mean, how much did I thrive in COVID? I came up with nonprofits. I traveled the country. I made my own Vax card. Like, it was really living my best life.
You crushed it during the pandemic.
Yeah,
I was
really
dying. I hated it.
Put together a partnership with Vistaprint. Who's doing that?
Yeah.
Did that May of 2020?
Yeah. No,
I was bored, there was
Yeah.
only so much regular work to do. No one was really going into the office. I was trying to make people write a bunch of thought leadership articles to put out online, and that's all I.
Yeah, no,
had
it
extra
was
time.
awful. Yeah, I never
Energy.
knew what day it was. I just
So
exercised. It was awful.
I went in the pool all the time.
Yeah, you were until they stopped letting us go in.
Well, that was only for 2 months, though, and then so we went in the kayaks.
That's true.
And then I just went and traveled the country. I was like, you can't keep a good puss down. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out.
When you left me at home.
Well, but I see why you say you need me for things. It's just like your unfortunate theme park nut situation, ball situation. I would say you definitely needed me there for that. I'm not sure there's like a guy friend who could have helped you.
No, no, and that's part of why I need you for at the house too. You come up with great solutions for things
Yeah.
that I don't always come up with, and this one was So we were at Universal, and we go hard. We try and get on all the rides. We talked a lot about Universal. We were towards the end of the day, I get some chafing issues.
Yeah, clearly our Universal or theme park philosophy includes a lot of walking.
A ton of
I think we
walking,
can take- a lot of
and you
a
move
lot
fast.
of ball sweat.
A lot of ball sweat, and it's hot, and you duck and weave, and I'm always kind of trailing you through the crowds, and we do walking past it towards the end of the day, bad chafing, and to the point where I had to go to the whatchamacallit, the
Yeah, you were like blistering. Like it was getting, I guess, untenable for you to even walk. And you were starting to do that. Like you were already doing the tenty A walk.
I was walking wide
and now
stance.
you were
Yeah,
like it was
I'm walking.
slowing down.
Yeah.
Like you just
It was really burning.
in every step you were trying to make your balls flop. So I came up with a great idea. I was like,
But
okay.
no. Remember, we went to the what's the thing called?
We went to the first aid station.
first
Just
aid
say what it's
station.
called. We went to the first
I
aid
couldn't
where-
remember the
like
name
it's
of
for
it.
children
Yeah.
and babies and people having strokes. But we went there for
Went
your
to the
ball
first
chafing.
station for my ball, and
But we
then-
didn't say it was for ball chafing.
So I went in and said
pretty
I was having an issue, and then they gave me a bunch.
We asked for baby powder.
Asked for baby
you
powder.
didn't like get a prescription and say, "Oh, my balls are chafing," and they're like, "Here's 2 cc's of Magic Kingdom baby powder." We just went in, and he said, "Can I have some baby powder?" Which was fine, but this is what I didn't know because I was waiting outside. You told me that he went into the bathroom there and applied the baby powder.
So I put about the amount in my hand that LeBron does before he gets on the court, where he does the clap thing and throws it up in the air. So I put a whole bunch in my hand and then put it in my probably Pumas. I stretched out Pumas, and so I put a bunch in there, and it was so much baby powder. It was like the rest of the day, it was like my balls were like in a sandbox.
Oh, it started to paste. But this is the crazy part. So as the good wifey, I say, hey, go in there, ask him for baby powder. Go put a little baby powder on. You'll be straight. It'll help you at least get through the day. So I'm waiting outside, smoking my weed, doing whatever I do at a theme park. And he comes out, and I was like, everything okay? And he's like, yeah, I got the baby powder. And then you told me that you left like a giant pile of baby
that
powder
sink was
around
covered in
the
baby
sink and the
powder.
toilet
Yeah.
in there, and then you left a trail of baby powder out the door. Like
It's
I didn't
tough
know
to
you didn't
contain
know
it.
how to put on your own baby powder. Is what I'm saying. Like as your wife, I just assumed you could
No,
apply.
you can't contain it. It goes
but
everywhere.
Not if you don't put a huge pile in your hand at once and slap it on. So not only did he go in there and just be like, yo, I need some baby powder, and then he walked out and left like a giant mess of baby powder for somebody at the theme park to clean up. Within
wasn't trying
like
to do
2
that.
hours, he started clumping and pasting because he put on he
Yeah,
didn't
it was
know
like-
the appropriate
It was
amount.
like the litter box. It clumped.
So
It was
gross.
clumping in there. So it honestly eventually made the problem worse. So
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like who would
I
ever
never
think
apply baby
another
powder.
grown human being needs help applying baby powder properly?
but I don't apply baby. When do I ever apply baby powder? It just doesn't. It doesn't happen.
When do I
So-
apply baby powder? But it doesn't mean that if I had to like put some on my puss, that I would put a giant pile in my hand and just start patting it up there in the
I didn't
public
know
bathroom.
the proper
first
amount.
aid bathroom, like handicapped people probably use that bathroom.
I didn't mean to do it. I didn't intend on getting it everywhere.
But
I
did you
just,
try to clean it up when you were done?
No.
So if I would have and I didn't even know till we were already gone that I would have sent you back in there to clean. I would have went in there and cleaned that shit up. You can't leave it like that. That's
I don't know. I didn't want to wipe baby powder off the floor with my bare hand.
Somebody
I had
else-
no cleaning supplies.
and then so
I was gonna
here's
say, can I get a brush for my balls? Like I went too hard
I
with
don't
the
know,
the
just a
cleaning
little
pad.
water and a paper towel. All I'm thinking
Yeah,
is
try
so
and get your
now
Swifter.
a grown man has walked into the first aid. He's asked for baby powder. He's disappeared into the bathroom for God knows how long while you applied it.
It wasn't
Then
quick.
you left So somebody else walked in there. I'm thinking immediately they knew that was a ball situation. Like, I don't think, I mean, especially if they were a dude. Like, do you think there was any, like, what did he just do with the baby powder? Or do you think just they knew ball chafing?
No, there was probably like an outline from
Your ball?
yeah, from
Did you, like, sit on the toilet
like
seat while you did
it'd be
it?
like the chalk outline from the murder scene, like because I put so much that there was probably an outline of like my balls on the floor from where.
Embarrassing. Like, I can't take you anywhere. So I found a solution, as I do with everything, and it's his favorite thing ever. And now you apply it pre-theme park.
It's called Happy Nuts.
It is. That's
So
a
I'm
real
trying to
name.
get sponsorship.
It's like a Happy Nuts. It's like a lotion, and you rub it all over your balls and your thighs.
Yeah, and just a little bit will do. So, so you really only need to do the amount that you can put on the end of your finger, and you apply, and you leave.
And how long would you say Happy Nuts helps you not chafe? Because at some point,
Excellent question, Minda.
yeah. Because at some point, let's be real with the people. When it's like all day at a theme park, you're either reapplying or the Happy Nuts is washing off.
I would say 4 to 5 hours you have of Happy Nuts
Okay.
before the chafing.
Before you got
starts.
to reapply, or is there no reapplying?
There's no reapplying. It's a one-time thing because once you go to reapply, once the chafing has begun, you're done until the next day because it's going to burn if you try and apply more, even if you dry it, because you always say you gotta dry it. And
I've never said that.
Yes, you
I've
did.
never said you got to dry
No, you
it.
always do. You always say, I always go, oh, I'm going to apply more. And you go, no, yeah, well, it burns because you didn't dry it. And I said, no, I did dry it.
I didn't
used
even
paper
know
towel.
it burned until this moment.
No, because I've told you it burns. And you always say, well, you don't dry it well enough. And I said, no, I did dry it and it still burns and it doesn't help. So you have 4 to 5 hours.
Once you start to chafe, that's pain, kid. It's pain
Yeah,
no matter
yeah.
what. That's broken skin.
But that's like stage 1 of chafing, like where I was at, like the underwear tiered things. Like there is stages of chafing where you get to the last one where it is so raw that you have to start walking. What did you call it? Wide stance.
Yeah, you do the wide stance walk. Okay, so
Yeah.
follow-up question from an earlier conversation. Do you think your perfect pocket and or your longer new underwears that I bought you will help stop chafing? Like, would you chafe less if your underwear was like longer in your legs?
There's no cure for chafing. It's just something you have to live with, but you can really only reduce the symptoms, and that's like what Happy Nuts does. So yes, those things do help with the chafing, but there's no way to completely reduce it. Things are
Okay.
just always gonna rub.
Okay, well, I hope we didn't rub people the wrong way with this episode. You like that?
That was good.
Yeah, I know. I can see you really respected
I
the
know,
last
I know you're
transition,
teeing
too.
one up.
Yeah.
I didn't interrupt this one, the
Thank
one, the
God.
Happy Nuts one, but I just got too excited. So yes, as always, see us. We're going out doing the 2 Mics 1 Marriage comedy
it's a
tour.
It's a thing. It's a podcast.
It's like this, but we're standing, and it's not as long.
Or it's about as long.
It's
as the
about
whole
as
tour,
long,
yeah. But I would say it's as fun.
I would say
it's more fun because you get
yeah.
to be there and you can yell out things, and then Dan can deal with that from the stage.
Yeah, it's more structured. We don't have a list of
Yeah,
things.
and let us know. Do you have a special lotion that you like to put on your nuts? I've seen from the YouTube analytics that we are 70% boys watching this podcast.
Woo!
So,
boy show.
Yeah, definitely none of you bitches are resonating with anything I have to say. So I hope when we bring up more sensitive topics like bachelor parties to Panama that I'll get more
You're
of
really
a
teasing
female support, but that's another fight for another episode.
That could be the whole episode.
It will
but
be.
yes.
It's going to be like we'll do a wedding solo episode and a Panama solo episode in the same day. So I
Ooh,
can
that'll
remind
be-
you how much you love me.
That'll be a
Yeah.
rough day. But okay. So follow us, YouTube,
Two Mics, One Marriage.
Two Mics, One Marriage, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
At the beautiful Laughing Spree TV here in Boca Raton, Florida.
Laughing Spree Studios, Instagram. So yeah, those are the main ones.
Yeah, those are all the places. Don't look for we're way chumpy on LinkedIn, so don't go there. But
Just Google us. You'll find us. Two Mics,
yeah,
One Marriage.
subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's the best place to go. Oh, and for everyone who's watching, thank you. Over 4,000 subscribers. We appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah,
Y'all
we
the
did that in
shit.
like 3 or 4 months. So
Y'all the
please-
real heroes.
yeah, or please just keep telling your friends because 4,000's like cool and everything, but we could do better.
You know what is even cooler? 4,000
400,000. Yeah, so please help us. Share, comment, like, subscribe. Most importantly, be like, oh my God, them bitches are funny. I wonder what they do on tour. All right, and come check us out. And we out. Podcast done.
Bye, everyone.